the CEO came to a five-star hotel to dine. He saw a boy who was so poor he couldn't afford a meal, but still wanted a shoe shining box. Out of curiosity, he crouched down to ask the boy what he needed the box for. To his surprise, the boy was planning to use the shoe shining box to make money. He asked the CEO for $100. The CEO pretended to find it too expensive and stood up to leave, but the boy immediately called out to him, confidently saying that he had researched the wholesale markets in the city and found that $100 was the best price. Then the boy took out the $30 he had left, saying that he only needed $70 more from the CEO. The boy's sincerity deeply moved the CEO, so he took out $70 and handed it to the boy, but set a condition. He would only stay in the city for 5 more days, and the boy needed to return the $70 within those 5 days, along with $1 in interest. The boy immediately agreed without hesitation. As the CEO was about to leave, he handed the boy the little yellow duck he had originally intended to give to his daughter, hoping that the boy would keep working hard. What he didn't know was, this kind act would change both of their lives. A few days later, the boy had worked hard enough to earn back his cost, and he returned to the hotel entrance to wait as promised. But the CEO never showed up. He silently swore to find him someday. 20 years passed. The boy from back then lived up to the CEO's expectations. Not only did he start a new energy car brand, he became the new billionaire. However, at that moment the CEO's company was on the brink of bankruptcy. The entrance was surrounded by workers demanding back pay. If the funding issue couldn't be solved, decades of work would be in vain. At that moment, he saw the billionaire's search for his past business partner, but the man did not recognize that the billionaire was the boy from years ago. In an attempt to save his company, the CEO decided to seek investment from the billionaire, but just as he arrived at the billionaire's company building, he accidentally bumped into a luxury car fighting for a parking spot. The woman in the car roughly pulled him out. The CEO immediately recognized that this woman was the scheming woman who had been fired for embezzling funds. Now she had used a fake resume to become the billionaire's assistant. She had once flaunted her position, and today, seeing her fallen former boss, she became even more arrogant. She not only demanded compensation, but also insisted that he kneel and apologize. At that moment, the CEO smelled alcohol, and the scheming woman pushed him to the ground, then turned to leave. Just as the billionaire arrived downstairs, the scheming woman hurriedly ordered security to pin the CEO to the car. She falsely accused him of intentionally causing the car accident, but the billionaire also smelled the alcohol and questioned the scheming woman about what had happened. To his surprise, the scheming woman immediately turned the tables, accusing the CEO of losing control after drinking. The CEO hurriedly explained that he hadn't been drinking and was there to discuss cooperation. The CEO, helpless, decided to try again to contact the billionaire, but the scheming woman, not wanting the truth to be exposed, intentionally dropped the billionaire's phone and took the opportunity to slander the CEO, claiming his company had a bad reputation, maliciously withholding wages and payments, and even saying he had assaulted her downstairs. This slander made the billionaire angrily announce that the CEO's company would be banned in the entire industry. The news spread quickly, and the CEO's business partners began to cancel contracts. Creditors and employees surrounded the company's entrance, unable to withstand the blow.